Okay, so today I would like to talk about two ways of using external audio for the MC-707. The first one is to create a looper track and then to record a loop on that and play it back. The other way is to put a longer sample up to 3 minutes onto the SD card of the Roland MC-707 and then use that in a drum track, for example, and you can play it via a pad. One of the more straightforward ways to use external inputs is to assign a track to be a looper track. In order to do that, you go into a channel. Let me delete that one. Okay, is to go into an empty channel and press create and then choose the looper track. And now it's set up to be a looper track. The audio for the looper track is sampled and processed so that it changes according to its length. According to the BPM settings, for example, the audio will be stretched or shortened appropriately. For that to work, you cannot just record audio of any length. You need to set the length of the recording in advance, and any attempt at recording less is stopping the recording. And that will make the recording disappear. It might look like a bug, but in actual fact, you need to record for a set length of beats, really, in order for a loop to work. The sampled file will be stored inside of a project and can be reused for future projects by selecting it from the new project later. I will start by creating a very simple drum loop, just so that we have something to record a loop to. Okay, so now let's make a loop that runs with this track. So the first thing that we need to do is just press the record button, and after the record button we can set the number of measures by using these two measure cursor bars here. Let's make it 2, and now we have the basics done really. So if you press shift and input, we go into the input settings here, and I'm going to record a guitar. So I'm going to set it to mono, and the recording source is set to external, but for a looper track you can choose a number of different ways of getting audio onto the looper track. So this is the external input from back here. You can use a PC to sample from USB via a PC, and you can bounce a track back to the looper clip. And lastly, you can record the mix out. I'm going to use external. I set the recording measures to 2, so you see you can set it by pressing the measure cursor bars, or you can use the encoder here. We can record with delay and send. We're not going to do that, and any send is going to be mono, and we do not need that. Okay, so now I'm going to connect my guitar. Okay, so I'm using this guitar here, and now let's see what we can do. Alright, so how do we get the sound into the MC-707? We press record again. I'm sorry, it was already pressed, and now we do shift and hit record, and now you see we're in the sampling recorder here. And I already turned up the external input. You need to do that, otherwise it won't work. I set the trigger to clock so that we have the metronome to count us in. So that will do. Unplug the guitar. And let's see what we've created. So when I play back, what I can do now is I can change and that's really nifty, right? So you can change the beats per minute while the clip is looping, and the clip will time stretch according to that. Let's record a bass underneath that, and we're going to create a clip here. Okay, so copy is funk up, paste is funk down, and then, okay, so it looks nicer. So now we have produced this short loop here, and the interesting thing that we can do with that is we go into the sound and press enter, press the encoder, and then we can edit the sample. So what we can do here is the same thing that I talked about in my last video. We can change the start and end points, but we actually do not need this here because it is already timed. And then we can say the scale, we set the length, we already have that. So everything seems to be set. Let's normalize it. Okay, and if you want to really export it as a separate file, you press export, and then you see the export indication is right up here, and it's done. Okay, so nothing much to do, but it really gets interesting here. We can set effects here, and let's see what we have. Now we press Shift and Select, and we're in the looper track settings, and here we can do some general settings that we do not need, but we can choose to switch on the equalizer and try to weed out maybe some of the lower frequencies. Okay, I think that concludes our small video for today, and yeah, I hope you had some fun. I hope there was something interesting in here for you. If you have any comments, please leave something in the comment section below, and I would like to read about that. If you have more knowledge on using samples inside of the MC-707, other things that I have not touched upon, then please put them there for all of us to read. I'd be happy about that. But for today, that's it, and yeah, see you soon. Bye bye.